What's up, gamers and collectors? DGC back with another video, and today we're doing a massive pickups video, mostly Black Friday stuff slash I guess some of November. A little bit of retro, a little bit of current, and yeah. So let's check it out. Alright, so first up, I kind of want to talk about this one the most, and I'm definitely going to be talking about this game again in further detail in my Beat It 2023 video, which will be the next video coming out sometime next week. Super Mario RPG for the Switch. This game is probably my game of the year, at least full physical standalone game, right? And I'll talk about that, my actual favorite thing of the year, which if you're a fan of the channel, you probably know that it's, well, it starts with an X. And we're going to be a long time till we get another one in that franchise. But Super Mario RPG. So, way back in the day, this is my original copy still. This is pretty much the only rare game that I had as a kid, right? Yeah, I mean, this is it. And I don't even know if I really per se say this is rare. It just came out really late in the life. And I don't know if this is like rare, but I guess to have a complete box copy still like is probably somewhat expensive. I don't honestly know because it's just my original copy. But so the game, absolutely loved it. Absolutely floored by the new music. Isn't really a lot different. It's still very simple. It's basically the same music, but kind of slightly tweaked and modernized and presented in a good fashion. And visually, just chef's kiss. It's how I imagined it in my head as a kid, but like playing it now, if that makes sense. And I just had an absolute blast with it. Couldn't put it down. Every day when I was getting off work, I was like, actually all day long while I was at work, just like, oh, I want to get home, Super Mario, Super Mario, Super Mario. Kill some Goombas, kill some Koopas, you know, go on my adventure with Mallow and Gino, and just... This, to me, is probably one of, if not the greatest RPG of all time. And hear me out, in the sense that it's just a non-stop fun game. There's no lull moments, there's no dull moments, there's no pauses in the excitement, there's no pause in the adventure. You're just constantly going to the next boss, the next area, fighting a new type of enemy, learning a new power-up, getting a new move, getting a new item, getting a new, armor that they can wear. Just constantly, leveling up in the sense of just everything about it was just so good. It really is a 10 out of 10. Probably my game of the year. I still haven't decided, but for me, it's definitely one of the contenders. So I enjoyed the shit out of this game. Up next, we got two 360 games of all things. Both these have some nice slipcovers on them. One day I was just sitting, so my chair typically goes here, and then my computer's there, and then the games are here. Consoles and all the TV are right there. So one day I just kind of spun around. I'm just kind of staring at my game wall, as I do sometimes, just kind of looking and reminiscing and thinking about games. So I love the 360. To me, it was Microsoft's last good system. The Xbox One was a piece of garbage. The series systems, they're powerful, sure, but they're garbage because there's no fucking games for them. It could change, but I kind of doubt it. You already saw what that is. So I spun around in my chair and I'm like, how the fuck did I get rid of Halo Anniversary Collection or Edition, right? It's got the nice slipcover and everything. Had to get that. Halo Master Chief or Halo Combat Evolved is my favorite Halo, and then in my top 5 games of all time for sure. I've played it probably a good 30 times through, if not more. To me, it's just one of those games that perfectly embodies my childhood and just playing co-op with my one cousin. And him and I easily played through it 15 times together on full story on co-op, all the different difficulties, always, doing different glitches and stuff as a kid and trying to get out of all the maps and everything. And just, so I was like, how do I not have that in my collection still? So glad to add that back in with the slipcover and everything. The other game is definitely a top 10 game for me as well. Another RPG. I've been kind of on an RPG kick. Again, slipcover. That's Fable Anniversary for the 360, a port of the OG Xbox. Actually, both of these are now that I think about it. But you know, graphically enhanced. I kind of wish Microsoft would go back and do more of that. At this point, it's far-fetched and not going to happen. Like, it would have been cool if they had done like Brute Force and Bloodwake and you know, Knights of the Old Republic and just a lot of the big Jade Empire and just Conquer. Conquer would have been really dope, and they own that, so they definitely could have done that one. Just like a lot of the original Xbox games, they could have ported it up to, you know, 360 graphics late in the lifespan, just to at least give us something, right? Which is what they did with these. These were just filler games, essentially. But I was still happy with them. I paid full price when these came out, and I was very excited to grab those. Now, up next here is an OG Xbox game. I don't often really ever pick these up anymore because I pretty much have everything I want for the OG Xbox. This is a really special title here. I've been wanting this for a good 15 years or so, and I just never was able to grab it because it's just always in such high demand. I think the demand for it has gone down a little bit just because of a lot of the collections that have been coming out for the modern systems. Now, this typically goes from anywhere from like $40 if you're really lucky, all the way up to $150. I've seen it on eBay. I actually got mine for, I'm going to tell you here in a sec once you see it. This is Capcom Classics Collection Volume 2. And of course, you know me, it has to be CIB or I don't buy. Well, at least for disc games. Very good condition, discs very good, even though I have my disc resurfacer, which I got a little while ago. JFG Easy Pro. It's actually not a bad purchase for the price. You'll get some good use out of it. Just kind of find some fucked up discs that you want to practice on to learn how to use the machine first. Then once you know how to use it properly, then put in some, like, you know, stuff that you want to clean. This was perfectly fine though. So this, this was a steal of a deal here. I don't know how I sniped this on eBay, but I did. $25 plus like $5.30 to ship it, so about $30. I'm definitely going to be streaming this sometime in the future. This comes with a lot of good games. I kind of wish there was a list on the back. A lot of it's like shoot 'em ups and hack and like action, like Ninja Gaiden type games. A lot of beat 'em up games, some fighters. I think there might even be 1 or 2 RPGs on there. There's like the shoot 'em ups where they're like you know, upward going or whatever. With like I think one was like a tank game, if I'm not mistaken. I don't honestly know. They're not on the back here. I wish they were. 480p though. Up next here, I actually already made a separate video on this, and you should have seen that by now. And that is Super Smash Bros. Remix for the N64. It's actually still my N64. It's a sweet holographic cover and everything. Go check out the video. I'm not going to talk about it because I already talked about it in that video. Here's one from that Tyler Stevenson, a good buddy of mine, always talks about, always yammering about. This is a PS2 exclusive, and currently the only PS2 game that I own. And that is 007 Quantum of Solace. Now, this game does exist in an alternate form on the PS3, 360, and Wii. However, the PS2 version is its own individual version with third-person, kind of like Gears of War style mechanics. More akin to like Everything or Nothing James Bond from the prior generation, or actually same generation. But yeah, so I've always wanted to grab this. I still haven't actually played it yet. I plan to in the near future. Just haven't had time. I'm actually still playing through Everything or Nothing, because that was the first time I'd ever owned that myself when I bought that a couple pickups videos ago. So I'm still playing through that, as well as GoldenEye Rogue Agent. Here's 2 PS4 shoot 'em ups, which I already streamed and have been enjoying off camera as well. This is probably my favorite shoot 'em up. At least currently it is. I've been buying a lot of shoot 'em ups, which you'll see here in a second. But currently this is still probably my favorite shoot 'em up, and that's Aki Katana. This is the updated version. It does come with a small, little, nice color manual. Decent couple of pages in there and everything. I just love this shoot 'em up. It's a cave shoot 'em up. It's like a bullet hell shoot 'em up where there's just like tons of bullets on the screen all the time. I like the art design and the aesthetic of like where it's like kind of military, like World War II kind of looking crafts and everything. And it just I don't know, it's very unique. It's very cool to me. The boss fights are a little weird because a lot of them are like women, and but then you're like in a jet, and then there's like you're fighting against like Nazi things before you fight the women that are like, I don't know. It's very Japanese, but I just love it. It looks beautiful. and it's just a fun game. You can beat the whole game within like 30 minutes. So this is going to be in the 2023 Beat It games. Now, here's a cool one, but I'm also recently kind of figured out that, so Strictly Limited Games, easily my favorite limited company. They're the best one, bar none. Nobody does it better. Fight me. You can't prove me wrong. They're also like in conjunction with INN as far as like publishing games and whatnot. This is an INN game. This is Raystorm HD, Raystorm X Ray Crisis HD collection, right? Now they also have like a Ray Crisis mega pack coming out from Strictly, which is like all 7 of the Ray games. I didn't know that, or I probably wouldn't have bought this. Like I kind of like vaguely knew about it, but then didn't think about it. But either way, now I own this. I'm not going to just get rid of it. I streamed both these the other day and beat those, so that was fun. I definitely enjoyed them. They're definitely good. They haven't aged the best. These are PS1 games. I mean, they're basically just upscaled to 1080p here, which, I mean, they're probably slightly, you know, tweaked up to make them look a little better. They don't look terrible. They don't look terrible. I'll say that. Here's a Switch game, and then we're going to jump into like a ton of PS4 games here, like a ton. This one is something that really pissed me off that I wasn't able to purchase it new directly from Nintendo. I know it might not seem as if I'm a Nintendo guy, but to me, if I had to pick one console every time, like for whatever weird reason, it'd be the Nintendo console. They make the best games, bar none. Every time you buy a Nintendo game, you know you're getting the game on the cart. You know that you're paying, like what you're paying for, you're going to get your monies out of it. You know it's not going to be buggy, glitchy. It's not going to need tons of updates. It's just going to play. You're going to have endless fun for it, and then it holds its value, right? That's why I love Nintendo. And they were just the first games I played. But so about a year ago, Nintendo released Fire Emblem Engage, and this is the Divine Edition. It was $100 new. I was not able to get it. And I swore to myself, I was like, I'm done buying stuff from scalpers. I'm just not going to do it. I'm just not supporting that anymore, right? So I waited, and I waited, and I waited, and I waited. And I wouldn't say I sniped this, but I definitely got a good deal on eBay for it. So I live in Maryland. The seller also lived in Maryland, so it was cheap shipping for him, cheap shipping for me, so everybody wins there. It was just kind of convenient. It's not like I looked for that, but so this ended up being $10 shipped, and he packaged it very well too. Nice layer of bubble wrap around it, and then like the thin cardboard stuff inside of a nice cardboard box. So I was very surprised with that. Ended up paying $80 for the game and then $10 shipping. It's in very good condition. I already did open it. I have not played it yet because once I have a nasty habit of opening the game, playing it for like, I don't know, 5 to 10 hours and then just kind of shelving it. I need to stop doing that. I buy these games to play them and enjoy them and open them and kind of cherish them and enjoy the stories, at least on RPGs and you know, normal games. Shoot 'em ups, obviously the stories are kind of meh. But so I bought this and I really want to play it. I watched a lot of reviews on it, and apparently this is like a real kind of return to form for Fire Emblem, and I'm really excited to actually give this one a shot because Three Houses was okay. Or is it Three Hopes or Three Houses? I forget. One was the Warriors game and then one was the RPG. Actually, I don't remember. They're way up there, so I don't feel like looking at it. But you know what I'm talking about. This is more, if I'm not mistaken, I believe this doesn't have all the little like high school, college nonsense single player that you have to deal with. To me, that just kind of took me out of the game. That was very Persona-esque. I've never played Persona, so maybe it's cool, but for me, I don't know, I already went through high school, so like I don't want to do that in a video game form. I just want to play a nice RPG. But nevertheless, I'm excited to try this, and hopefully it's everything that I want it to be. Let's see here. I guess first up we will go with this one, which I also streamed. This is Death Smiles 1 and 2. I got this for a decent deal on eBay. This was, and I'm not going to show everything in here because there's just too much crap in here to show, but nice limited edition. I got this for, I think it was about $100 shipped. So basically what it cost new. So I'm good with that. I don't really feel like I got scalped on that. I love these games. They were, well, the first one we got in America on 360. and I had that, and I regret getting rid of it, but now this is a superior version because it's 1080p and it has trophies, and I just like the PlayStation better than the Xbox now. So I'm glad to have this. I'll never get rid of this version. It also has Death Smiles 2, which, to my understanding, I always thought was a Christmas game. And it like is and it isn't. The first level is very Christmas oriented. It's like snowy and whatnot. But then the later levels in the game, they're not really all snowy, and they're not really like, you don't see any Christmas lights or anything like that. You're fighting like Bad Santa the whole time, and then he's the last boss. But I don't know, I kind of assumed it was more Christmassy. So I streamed it because of that, and I was kind of disappointed. Not in the game. The game was good, but just disappointed that it wasn't more Christmassy. So there's that one. I definitely am very happy to add that to the collection. Now, I guess we will go with this one next. Yeah, we're going to go with the there's 5 games that are all in the same franchise that we have to kind of do at the same time. So here's a really cool one. This is Rolling Gunner plus Overpower, which is like the DLC. I actually have not even had time to play this yet. There's just so much crap that I bought that I just haven't had time to play this yet. First world problems, I know, but after not collecting for like the span of 2 or 3 years, I've kind of like, I waited until Christmas because I was like, I know there's going to be some good sales and this and that, and there was. So the rest of these games I got for 20% off at Strictly Limited. They're all Strictly Limited games you're about to see. And to me, that was a great deal. They do a nice holiday deal every year, and they're actually, depending on when you're watching this, they're doing another deal where they're doing free shipping right now for the remainder, I think, until the 26th. So you're going to see this on the 24th. So hurry up and go get some free shipping if you want to. And that's on pre-orders too, so kind of a nice thing. I might pre-order some crap. But Rolling Gunner, I haven't played this yet. I know John over at Baltimore Retro Gaming, I know he loves this one, so I'm definitely excited to give this a shot. I'll likely stream this and beat it in one playthrough and try and check that out. Then next up here, this is a really cool one. I really am excited to have this one. This is Darius Revelations, or Cosmic Revelations. So this comes in the nice Taito themed box here, and then it's got the actual game inside. So this comes with Darius HD and then Darius Burst, another Chronicle EX Plus. Again, unfortunately haven't had time to play it. I have opened it. I've opened all these and looked at everything because they come with so many cool knickknacks. Strictly Limited, the best. The best. This one though, because like even in here, I'll show you a little bit. So then even in here, it's got this, and then there's just so much crap in here. There's like a nice hardcover art book, like thick too. This is like 100. Let me see, 125-ish page, nice art book, very nice. It's got like these nice, I can't even take them all out. If you guys want to see a full dedicated video on all these, and I'll show you everything that's in them, I will, but definitely leave a comment. It's got a bunch of these nice little acrylic things. There's some nice posters in here, and then inside the actual box there's even more cool stuff. They really, they truly, to me, the reason I love Strictly is because they just truly embody making a nice collectible piece. Like, to me at this point in time, I think Limited Run is just kind of in it for the money, whereas for me with Strictly, every time I've emailed them with a problem, immediate email. And they're all the way the fuck over in Germany. I don't even know what time it is in Germany. It's probably like a 12-hour time difference. They still answer very quickly, very, very quickly. And they've responded to, all the emails, and just, they're just, to me, they're a very good company. If something gets fucked up, they're going to send you a new one. If just, bar none, really just a very fantastic company. I really enjoy them. So here's actually going to be 5 Cotton games, essentially, is what this is. So this is the Cotton reboot. And then inside here, got the nice little teacup. Not that I'm really ever going to use it, but it is pretty sweet. And then, obviously, that being a very Cotton-esque thing, because there's tea time in the game when you get to some of the end of the levels. There's that. Very nice. I love the green on this. The packaging's very nice. The reboot is a very cool game. I actually just started playing it for the first time today, and I'm really enjoying that. What's cool is about these Cotton games is, let's say you're, for whatever reason, you just watch the channel, not because you're a collector, but because you love games. A lot of the times you can get these games on PSN very cheap. I'm talking like $5 cheap. Like that's cheap when you can get a nice little shoot 'em up for $5. And this is a modern shoot 'em up because it's so, you know, new or whatever. All right, so this one is Panorama Cotton. Now, this is the really cool one where it's like the kind of going towards you shoot 'em up. I want to say this was on the Saturn in Japan, if I'm not mistaken. So it's like Star Fox like, kind of, I guess, like a rail shooter, I guess you could say, would be more or less what this one is. Very cool game. Haven't had time to play it yet, unfortunately. I will at some point get the time to play that. Next up here is actually 3 Saturn games. This is Cotton Boomerang, and then Cotton 2, which is... Well, so I guess these are called... Yeah, Cotton Boomerang, Cotton 2, and then Guardian Force. And all 3 of these were on the Saturn. It comes in a nice package. So what's cool is when you put this into the PS4, all these are also available on Switch, by the way. When you put it in, it's all like on the disc, and then it's not like 3 separate things. It's just like one little package, which is cool. It kind of irritates me when I put it in a game and it's like multiple things. Like I just want it to be one icon if it's like one game, like for me personally. Now, if they were to add folders to the PlayStation 5 after all this fucking time, that would be fantastic, but they have not done that yet. Next up here, this is a really cool one. I love the art style in this box, and hopefully that'll focus. Let me see if I get my face out of it. Let's see. That'll focus. There we go. I love the art style in that, where it's just very like 80s kind of anime looking. Yeah, it just looks cool. But this is Cotton 100%. So this is the, if I'm not mistaken, I'm not like the biggest Cotton fan. Obviously, I'm trying to be, and I enjoy them for sure. I think this is the original game, and I want to say this was PC Engine is where this first came out, if I'm not mistaken. But either way, I was actually just playing this before I filmed it, and this one, very fun because I guess I'm gonna try to play them in order and kind of enjoy them that way. So I was gonna play this one, then play the Saturn one, then I guess Panorama would be next, and then I guess this one would be the next one in the franchise, which would be, this is the coolest box too. So big. This is Cotton Fantasy. Now, the reason, this box doesn't even honestly need to be this big, but like I guess it kind of does. So I'm going to open this one and show you kind of what's in here. However, I will say this slipcover is a bitch to get back on because it's such a big-ass box. But, so there's that. Very nice little... artwork on all sides of the box and everything. And then the other thing I love about Strictly, magnetic boxes, man. It's that German attention to detail. And then in here, you can still get the waft of the newness. So in here, got the beautiful, hopefully you can see that beautiful artwork there on the inside of the box. Now, you'll have already noticed my new figure here on the shelf. They gave me 2. These are actually really expensive and really rare, so I can leave this one sealed in the box. This is the Nandroid things. They're kind of cool. I enjoy it. It's like a cool little shelf piece. I might like look into it and see what other cool ones they have. Maybe they've got some cool Nintendo ones that I might buy. These are actually kind of expensive. These go for like $100 to $150 on eBay, and they gave me one for free, so definitely kind of sweet and very nice of them. I appreciate that. So there's that, and then there's just a bunch of other random stuff in here. That's really the main thing I wanted to show you. I kind of don't know. They didn't need to make the box this big, though, honestly. Like, it's cool and all, but now this takes up so much damn room on my shelf that I'm just like, ugh. But yeah, so there's that. Now, alright guys, so we're back. Where have I been? I've been having some interesting life issues. This is really just more or less an update at the end of the video for anybody who actually makes it this far. You're probably a real one. You're a real subscriber if you make it this far in the video. So, been having an interesting go at life here lately. As always, if you're a long-time subscriber, you know I've always got some kind of nonsense going on. I guess let's start with the housing issue, as always, with this bitch-ass landlord that I've got. So in Maryland, well, the whole East Coast for that matter, about a week or 2 ago, it rained its absolute ass off. And it was actually 2 weekends in a row. It rained really bad. And then actually this weekend, if I'm not mistaken, after Christmas, it's going to rain real bad again. So consistently, my basement was flooding. And so I live in a split floor. The roof, or like the ground, is like right here. So, you know, there's still windows and stuff. So I'm not like fully under the ground, but some of it's like under the ground. So it was kind of flooding in the basement area. And obviously I called my landlord, or emailed her, and I said, call me. And it was this whole ordeal. Long story short, what happened was, you see what had happened was, the drainage pipe by her, I can't say what I want to say without offending somebody, but the people that came and did some landscaping here covered up the fucking drainage pipe end, the pipe at the end, with some like landscaping rocks and then a bunch of dirt. Who knows at what point in time, because I'd never seen the end of the pipe, but I never really looked for it because I'm just a renter. So essentially what was happening is the water was escaping through the dirt and the rocks, but because it rained so fucking bad, it like backed up so far, because, you know, if it were a small rain, it would go out the pipe, but because it was just so much, if you live on the East Coast, you know what I'm talking about, it was just a ridiculous amount of rain, it backed up into the pipe. And then by the time it got like near the house, it was just, you know, I guess gushing out of the pipe and then kind of going down, you know, in the door and then wherever, and then getting into the house. So that was fun to deal with. And then luckily, eventually I figured it out. I was like, hey, where the hell is the end of this pipe? So I dug it up and I fixed that. So that is what it is. Luckily it didn't go into the game room. That would really sucked. Dealing with that, and then I had bronchitis before that for about 2 weeks, so that was sucked. I didn't really have a voice, so I didn't really want to make any. I actually did make some content, and I was like, I can't release this because I sounded terrible. So that was fun to deal with, and then had my wisdom teeth taken out very recently. So I'm kind of curious. I don't know if you feel like commenting on it. Comment down below. But so I had my wisdom teeth taken out. Typically, that's something you only do once in your life. However, I learned they can actually grow back. It's very rare, but they can grow back, which is an interesting fact that my dentist told me. So I only had 3. I had all 3 come out. They came in straight. I've had them since I was like 19, but they all had cavities on them. So when he was pulling one of them actually, you know, cracked with the pliers, and then he had to like do a bunch of cutting and then kind of pull them all out separately. So that was interesting to deal with. Surprisingly, not that painful. It's really just weird to hear sounds and crunching and pulling inside your head. Like you're hearing it here, but it's in your head. So it's just a very weird sound. And for me, it wasn't even painful because you get numbed up and whatnot. And it's really just force. You just feel force. And then like, you know how like when you grab a dog by like its muzzle to, if it's being bad or you want it to be quiet. So like imagine that, but like as a human, like got the dentist going like this and then pulling this way, and then you got the assistant with the sucker in your mouth, and it was very weird. It was just a weird experience. So I was dealing with that, and then that was about a week ago. They've actually almost closed up already, which is kind of surprising that it was that quick. I didn't think it would be that quick. I kind of figured it would take a while for them to kind of close up, but they're very close to being closed up, which is great. I've been eating fairly normal. You're not supposed to eat like chips or spiky things or like hard things, I guess you could say. So I haven't been doing any of that. Just kind of dealing with that. And then as far as I don't know, I think I mentioned it about 6-7 months ago. I got a different job, same job, career, mechanic, but at a new place, and that's been kind of throwing me through the ringer, I guess you could say. It's been somewhat of a challenge. Doing the best I can, but it's been interesting to say the least. So that's kind of what's been going on life-wise, and why I just haven't been making content. Just haven't had the time, or just sounded like shit, or had blood dripping out of my mouth, and that kind of stuff. So just been dealing with that. So I actually did get way more games. I'm going to save that for an additional pickups video because it would just be absolutely way too long. It's a whole nother fat stack, actually 2 fat stacks of games. I'm going to save that for another video. Just that'll be sometime in the new year. And then probably for a little while, probably won't be, I'm going to go on a hiatus again of picking up just for a little while because I kind of went too hammer time. I went way too hammer time. I know all this stuff probably looked insanely expensive, but just with the discount and everything, it actually was not that bad. So I'm happy to have grabbed all these and added these back into the collection, and some are new to the collection. So if you learned something new, definitely leave a comment down below. As always, peace out for now, guys. Till next time.
Come here, you mother... This is it, baby.